Hi, I'm John Danner. I'm the co-host with my co-author, Mark Coopersmith, in this series on the resilient entrepreneur, building success and surviving setbacks with our sponsor, the NIIC. Today, I wanted to focus on three basic questions, the answers to which may improve your odds for success in your venture. Now, there are lots of questions that all of us ask before we launch a business, but these three are particularly important, worth spending some time, worth challenging your own assumptions, your own sense of what you know. So what are these three? Let's start with number one. Why this particular solution for these customers? Now, that's a pretty basic question for entrepreneurs to ask. But how do you answer it? You don't answer it just by saying, because I know they are. You answer it by listening, watching, observing, talking to your customers, listening to what they have to say, watching the language that they use to describe the need that you think your product is there to solve. And in particular, understanding the difference between need and demand. Demand is what you are looking for. Demand is the ability and the willingness to pay for a solution to a particular need. That's what makes a person a customer. They're spending money with you for your product, your service. Now, Mark's talked about in another installment, this process of customer discovery. And that's what's involved here. Discovering who your customer is, what makes them tick, why they like your particular idea or not. And the more opportunities you have to engage in that inquire, learn, revise, come back, inquire, learn, apply, come back, the more of those cycles you have, the more failures you are squeezing out of your strategy, the more runway you buy for yourself. So ask that question. And remember, the answer doesn't come from what's between your ears. It comes from what's between their ears and their pocketbook. Second, the issue of timing. Why is your solution ripe right now for this particular market? There's been a lot of research on why startups fail so often. And yes, sometimes it's the wrong product or the wrong team or the wrong strategy. But many researchers have found that it is really the question of timing. A business enters the market too soon or too late. How can you answer that question? Take a look at the indicators. Are people buying things or beginning to buy things like what you have in mind? If so, you may be in time to catch the wave of a trend. Why is a trend so important? Because trends can make up for a lot of mistakes. And we entrepreneurs make a lot of mistakes. It's great to have some momentum behind you that you can learn from and benefit from. If you're too late in the market, what can you do? Well, think back on your experience. What is it you learned in that last attempt that might allow you to revise, change your product, change your business model? If you find yourself too early, maybe this is a great time to refine the product you have in mind, to recruit a team, find some of the other resources you need so that when the market is appropriate for you to enter, you're prepared. And the third question is the most personal one. And that's, why are you the right person for this particular venture? There are a lot of people that have found that customers are looking not just to buy the what and the how. They're interested in buying the why and the who. What is your story? What is your motivation, your particular connection to this venture idea that you are developing? How about your team? Have you organized a team that is different than you, or have you hired a bunch of mini-me's to help you make this happen? Try to think about how you build a team that blends strengths, blends styles, blends approach, so that you get the real benefit of diversity of thinking, of background, of ways of looking at problems, people that are willing to argue with you, so that you can make better decisions because of that difference on your team? Now, those questions are simple to ask, but hard to answer. And when you think you have an answer, go back again, ask it again. What makes you think that you're right? Because a lot of times squeezing risk out of a venture depends first on admitting that you're making assumptions that haven't yet been tested. And these three questions, or more appropriately, the answers to these three questions, may just give you the insight that allows you to improve your odds of success for the venture that you care so much about. Now, if you want to find out more, you have a copy of our book, check out Chapter 6. We have some other ideas for you and some examples. But in the meantime, until our next installment, good luck. We'll see you next time. Bye.